scouting success. We found blue. Blue. So that'll be short for something. I'll give you an opportunity to guess who this might be. Bearing in mind, this is the Canada Wrestling promotion. That's a bit of a hint. Can you think of famous blue Canadian wrestlers? At some point, it'll be revealed. Office-related activity. Bret Hart, seeking a pay raise. Salary is too low. I think I can agree to that. Big Titan also feels he's entitled to more money. Fair enough, you are the champion. I think we can find some more money for you. Take care of both those things right now. Human resources. Consultation. Well, I'll do it in order. Bret Hart is Trust A. So, I think I can get away with the minimum raise. The level 1 raise. He's at A Trust. It's the first letter of the alphabet. Level 1 raise. Because I gave someone who had a B, I gave them the level 2 raise because we're trying to do more to cultivate it. But he's already at A Trust. I can get away with this. I think the Hitman's trust has fairly steadily increased over time anyway, so I think he appreciates how he gets used. So there should be no risk in just saying, we're gonna increase your salary by the smallest amount possible, Bret. And I trust that Big Titan's trust is still S, so we have even less reason to go any more than the bare minimum. It's criminal how little he gets paid. Barely over 1,000. That's one thing the game could stand to do if they ever made another edition of the game. Is or if they ever were to, patch it or something. It's a lot to ask for in terms of the complexity, but have wrestlers who've been with you from the beginning, who were bargain basement salaries then. Once you become a big success, they start coming at you saying, I want to get paid as much as anyone else is in this organization. That guy's making like $7,000 a month. I'm one of the guys that built this promotion from the ground up. I need to get paid. Like, seriously. I want my salary to match that. For now, we're getting away with paying very little. 12.10. Okay, that's salary. Fallout from March. Jin Dynasty version 2 has collapsed. We shall address the 2 members of Mixed Martial Arts Japan. Ken, having lost so badly in a match so important to him, he's not sure where he goes from here. He's been with us from nearly the beginning, and although he has been a champion more than once, only ever as a teammate and never captain, so his name remains yet to be recorded in the title history. Having never truly accomplished anything monumental, Ken questions his future and shall embark on a soul-searching hiatus, and a paid one. As a competitor who's been with us from Event 2, the least I owe him is to not drop him at the first sign of adversity. And his salary is not high anyway. It's Small price to pay to keep him. 1210. Black Dragon God. Over his shoulder there. Over Ken's shoulder. Longtime friend / rival. Black Dragon God is suffering long-term injury from the recent beatings he's taken. Long-term injury, possibly permanent. Concussion issues leading perhaps to brain damage, etc. So for health reasons, Black Dragon God will be out of action for the foreseeable future, so as to avoid any additional risk to his well-being. Also to remain on the payroll, though, since he suffered these maladies on account of working for me, I need to take some responsibility for what happened and make sure he remains financially stable while he plans for life after wrestling. So who else is out? Blue Hair. So if you recall, in the previous event, he went flying off the turnbuckle onto the floor, attempting, I believe it was a drop kick, missed, landed rather flat on his back on the floor, significant plummet and impact, and then he was unable to get back into the ring and was counted out. So he seems okay. His health more or less checks out. But the Black Dragon God seemed fine as well. And turned out that was not the case. So we're not going to chance that again. I'm just going to have Blue Hair just rest up. I don't care if you think you need it. Not going to see this happen to another wrestler. So I'm getting permanently hurt. Ace, Matt Gibson. Poor condition. As much demoralized as anything. After his 3 straight losses to wise man Ted Axel and losing quite decisively in the 3rd. Feeling like a failure perhaps, whether it's physical or mental or both, he will rest. And finally, Christian. If you saw his match from a previous event, excessive blood loss versus Shota. He will need time to recover from that. Okay, so let's get to who's actually wrestling then. Spent a lot of time on who's not wrestling. All right, so we have ourselves a Night of Champions here. So scroll back up to the top. You might notice a commonality here. All matches are title matches. 6 matches, all for titles. So match 1 for Dramatic Fight Wrestling's Tag Team Championship. Team Satan will defend again against Bret the Hitman Hart and the Canadian Sensation. I'm endlessly referring back to the previous event, I know, but if you recall, when these two teams face each other, Bret Hart fell prey to the nut crush submission by Satan's General. So the Hitman, feeling some combination of insult and injury from the indignity of that, wants another go at the General, and yes, I can understand that. rematch. Okay. Dramatic Fight Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. So, actually, let's do it in reverse. For those of you who are feeling starved for the Baron Charles to contend for another heavyweight championship, from what I understand, there's a lot of you, millions and millions of baronial faithful. Well, apologies for the wait. I just felt like the Baron needed to regroup after the manner in which he lost Canada's heavyweight championship. It was rather decisive and a miserable experience for him, so I felt like it was kind of back to the drawing board for him. But as I mentioned, from last event, here we go again, the $50,000 champion is going to need a new opponent, a new challenger, having fended off the repeated attempts from Ace Matt Gibson. So I figured, why not renew this old rivalry? These two, if you know the history, they were longtime partners as Team Pearl Harbor, and just seems like they could hardly win a match. I think they won one time out of, like, let's not think about how many losses. And so they probably have a bit of built-in animosity toward each other. Maybe, you know, someone blames the other, or maybe, you know, maybe it's mutual, who knows. So I think they've had some good success as opponents. So we will do this again. Seems to me they've fought twice, and they have each successfully defended Canada's heavyweight championship against the other. So for the first time, they will face for the Dramatic Fight Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. Okay, so match 3 for the 3-on-3. So Team Canada Blue shall defend again. So again, if you remember from last event, if you haven't watched last event, maybe you should watch it. I had talked about how cool it would be if the two big men in this scenario, Wolf Hockfield and Kevin Owens, if they were to actually wrestle one-on-one, perhaps with #1 contender implications for heavyweight championship. So, haven't gotten around to that. Just the way things lined up, it just seemed like the coolest thing to do right now is to set them up as 3-on-3 rivals. They fought 2-on-2, now it'll be 3-on-3. And who's the third for Team Owens? Well, we have ourselves a new face. Owen Miller. So, what we're doing here is that it's still Team Owens, but now you might think of it as Owen plural, as in multiple Owen, you know, because we have two Owenses, like Kevin Owens and then Eddie Owens, and then we have Owen Miller is another Owen. So that's how I'm basing that. So as you can see from his picture, Owen Miller does not qualify for our standard rules to be allowed in this promotion. He's neither Canadian, nor does he wear the red and white Canadian flag colors, but I've allowed it because apparently KO wanted to obtain a third so that he could compete for the 6-tag championship. And I think it's okay because it's a Canada-led team. Kevin Owens is Canadian, so if this is the guy he wants to have as his third guy, and still a Canada-led team, then why not? Why not do this? And I don't mind adding this guy because I've seen him wrestle before, and why he's very interesting coincides with his nickname. So as you can see, he's top middle, type B is his nickname. So the B in this case stands for Big Man Complex. Because if you see him wrestle, you'll probably find that he engages in a lot of power moves, strength-related moves. Like, he just seems like he thinks he's a heavyweight. He's like, as you can see, he's a junior there. As you look down the column there, he's got a J for weight. So under 200 pounds, he's a junior. But he fights like a heavyweight. His move repertoire suggests that he's actually a heavyweight. So, very cool. Look forward to seeing him in action. So even though he's a junior, if he fights like a heavyweight, that might make up for his actual lack of size. Because the 6-tag is a heavyweight championship, so we're putting this guy immediately into some deep waters as a junior, but I think based on his personality, he's just fine with that. He's probably like, let's do this. So, other profile pieces, salary, a little over 2,000, very reasonable. Match style, Kings Road. So that will change. He's already got an S Trust, so there's really no reason for me to cater to his match style. Everyone else in the match is going to be strong style, and might as well get Owen Miller used to wrestling our style here up in Canada. A true North strong style. And it's interesting to note, a couple other guys over the course of time have adapted to our style. Like, for example, the missing link was hardcore style when he first got here. As you can see, he's now strong style. So they learn the style eventually if you just keep forcing it on them. Okay, from force to 4. Match 4. So, with Christian out, it's easy enough to make this junior match. Mexico Miguel will challenge Shota, the Irredeemable. And, you know, Miguel has had more success against Shota than Christian has. So while Shota does seem unstoppable of late, these two have kind of always been a bit even up. I think it's been anyone's guess half the time when these guys have wrestled. So. Match 5. Canada's Heavyweight Tag Team Championship. Team Terrible. And they will face the Trick Prince and Strongheart. So it seems as though the Emperor, although he's not champion right now, so I misspoke, he's still Emperor to be. It seems that the Trick Prince has called back into service one of his original Jin Dynasty members. You remember Jin Dynasty version 1 was Trick Prince, Strongheart, and Blue Hair. So that version collapsed when Blue Hair defected. And then Strongheart has been pursuing a singles career since then. And he had 2 very close matches with Big Titan, the champion. So you almost figure like maybe Strongheart should get another go at it. But I think from story-wise purposes, we've sort of have a solid background of Strongheart, having a certain loyalty to Jin Dynasty. So now the Trick Prince has come to recall him. I think he's probably going to agree to it. Basically, prioritizing honor and loyalty over his own personal aspirations. So, if he's to challenge for the heavyweight championship again, that will have to be put on hold. And it is just as well, because that opens the door for a match that we had to see eventually. As we get to the main event. Stick on him for a second there. If you recall, from a couple events ago, so it's not last event, a couple events back, the Missing Link actually got a tag team finish over Big Titan. And so I thought that's perhaps grounds for a title shot. He did actually get the win. Even though it's in tag action and it's a different dynamic, it's really not the same thing. I feel like, how do you not look at what happened and think there should be a Canada's Heavyweight Championship match? I think you can definitely make an excuse for it. So, Big Titan, to establish the greatest single reign. Let's get him on there. There he is. To establish the greatest single reign as Canada's heavyweight champion ever. If he can win this match against the Missing Link, then he will have 3 title defenses on this reign as Canada's heavyweight champion. And that will be the best we've seen. So basically, to be king is what I'm calling this. I don't know what's a better title for this event. Night of Champions, because they're all title matches, or To Be King, as Big Titan goes for record setting. So that's the main event. Okay, so I'm pretty content with the venue. Owing to only 6 matches compared to 8 last time, we've dropped back to the urban medium setting, but that's not so bad. I mean, not every card is going to be a blockbuster. I imagine we'll toggle back and forth between the 30,000 venue and this one. Well, maybe not strictly one to one, but we'll probably go back and forth to some degree between the two places. So I'm pretty pleased with this, I believe. Okay. So with that in mind, we have some merchandise to produce. So had we been at the 30,000 venue, I might have gone 10,000 towels, because towels seem to sell pretty well. But since we've gone back to the smaller venue, I think just to play it safe, I'm going to go 5,000. Just to not go overboard. 5,000 towels. Cool. So while we're doing that, while we're in the Manage section, Training Center, as you can see, some of our facilities have been worn down to merely normal condition. So I figure might as well repair these things, just get them back up to good. Certainly when it comes to these medical things. Would hate to cheap out on medical and then find guys or like a lot of guys need to be resting, and I'm thinking, well, if I had just paid for the medical, might have avoided that. So ring doctor, it's not as though you repair the ring doctor. He's a person, I guess you don't repair him, but I don't know if this is about salary bonuses or you have to buy him supplies or whatever so we can keep diagnosing and whatever to people. So lounge. I wonder how important this is. I probably should, just because there's been a couple guys who've been lingering around at C Trust. Kevin Owens and Christian. I'm having a hard time getting them up to B, so for all I know, they might even drop down to D, so that's what I worry about. So, $4,400, not a huge price to pay for some peace of mind. So, Rec Room, we're not done scouting, but we're not planning to scout this month. So do I pay for this now or not? Well, I guess, why not? Why not just cheap out? Don't need to pay for it now. It can't have an effect on this month, so let it get a little worse. So one more piece of business. Need to adjust my camera first, so I'm not blocking. Okay. Last thing, we'll do a little bit more view title belts. Where am I here? View title belts. Okay. So, Team Satan is one title defense away from tying the best ever. That sounds silly, doesn't it? If you go back up to the top, in the history of this title, the Dramatic Fight Wrestling Tag Team Championship, the longest reign has been 2 defenses. Look at all those ones and zeros. So even though this is the 7th champion, yeah, we've never had anyone defend this more than twice. So Team Satan can accomplish something small there. Also in the Dramatic Fight Wrestling sphere, Ted Axel, now the 2nd best reign ever, with 3 wins, 3 title defenses, passing the mean drunk Robert Moore. But much to do if he's ever to eclipse the Ace with his 8 title defenses. Good luck with that. So far in this promotion, I don't think we've had anyone with 8 title defenses in one reign. I think Team Terrible has the 7. Why not just look at that while we're at it for fun? Yeah, Team Terrible had a 7 defenses in one reign, but that's it. And just to add to the excitement surrounding what Big Titan plans to accomplish, So we gradually scroll down through the history. Big Titan, 2 defenses as the 2nd champion. Baron Charles, 2 defenses as the 9th champion. Now Big Titan, currently on 2 defenses. If he wins, 3 title defenses, sets a new record. And if you remember, the stipulation, if you will, I don't even know if that's the right word, but the consequence, probably better word, for Big Titan not achieving this goal is that he has pledged that he will leave Canada's wrestling promotion, enter free agency. So there we go. I believe we're good. Can now get to the matches. April. Hello, Canadian wrestling fans, and welcome to Night of Champions. We have 6 championship matches, actually, beginning with the DFW Tag Team Championship, which will be challenged for by the 2 Canadian members of Sharpshooter Syndicate, the Canadian Sensation, and Bret the Hitman Hart, each of whom have been some manner of tag champion before. Bret Hart has won this title with blue hair. The Canadian Sensation has been 6 tag champion 3 times, with 2 different variations of Team Canada led by Wolf Hockfield. But they've yet to hoist gold as a team. Can they do it for the first time against Team Satan, Foot Soldier, General? And the 2 men who start off here will be the ones who've factored into the finish from last event, when Sharpshooter Syndicate came up short. They were short shooter syndicate last. Anyway, short shooter syndicate. Body slam. As Bret Hart fell prey to the ball grab squeeze submission by Satan's General. Hitman looking pretty good so far, though. He's coming in hot. He's looking for some get back. He eats an eye rake as Satan's General tries to slow the Hitman's momentum here early going. And to keep the energy high, Bret Hart tags in the Canadian Sensation, and they go for it. Team up, vertical suplex out of the ring, and they'll pursue. They're going after the General.
3.
And they'll vertical suplex his ass again, this time on the floor.
6.
Good look at our towel sponsor right there, along with it. Eye rake.
10.
Satan's General desperately tries to get this 2-on-1 situation solved, and Bret Hart's not done trying to get some payback. And Satan's General goes for the steel chair, but the need to get back on the apron put a stop to any of that, because didn't want to risk disqualification, as that's not how you win championships. And the Foot Soldier trying to gain some momentum for the champions with a press slam, the awesome power on display, giant swing. Right there upon the Lit Cola main sponsor logo,
Shout out. Suplex slam. We're swinging again. Dizzying tactics employed. Will Stewart. Out of desperation as much as anything, I imagine Sensation gets tagged out. And Will Stewart is handling both members of Sharpshooter Syndicate right now. But only for so long. Like the numbers game tends to catch up, does it not? Huh, so Sharpshooter Syndicate, no nonsense this match. That's twice now. They toss a champion out of the ring, and was, in that case, Hart intended to go after him. Will Stewart wisely got back in the ring after seeing what happened to the General earlier. Having gotten whipped thoroughly on the 2-on-1 out there on the floor. You want a repeat of that. The champion should be desperate to change the complexion of this match, because it seems to have gone the challenger's favor so far. Now all four men. Let the brawl ensue. DDT. Off the counter there. Sensational slam. Arrogant cover, going to get you very, very nowhere this early on. Abdominal stretch. There's some old school for you. Do they do abdominal stretches nowadays? Another press slam. Incredible strength. Rips his man with a massive clothesline with huge arms. In the test of striking. Exchange goes the way of the foot soldier. He is more powerful after all. Although there is some accomplished striking in the background of the Sensation. Now we'll get to a 2-on-1 scenario here. And the numbers pay off as Bret Hart makes the save. Gets his partner out of a predicament. Arm drag, takedown. Again. Before he defers to his leader, Satan's General. Tosses Bret Hart bodily out of the ring. And the champs seem reluctant to fight outside the ring now. After that earlier 2-on-1 beatdown. Eye rake. Oof. Combination striking now, okay. And then Satan's General, perhaps fearing that he's just only angered the Hitman, gets tagged out. And Bret Hart comes into the corner with a flurry, invades it, beating up both members of Team Satan. Pretty entertaining stuff. Bret Hart is handling the champs right now. But then he eats an arm drag takedown. I spoke too soon. He was handling it. Just nothing lasts forever. Giant swing. 10 minutes in, pretty entertaining 10 minutes. Double. Vertical. Suplex. Out of the ring. And this time they don't pursue. Okay. Tombstone pile driving his way out of the challenger corner. That's one way to get out of trouble. Flying body press, surprising agility for such a big man. You got a few guys in this organization that are like that. Surprisingly nimble. How big they are. And then tried to utilize his size there by flat out sitting on his opponent. But the save was made. More of that. He's been ragdolling the Canadian Sensation onto the steel chair. The press slam onto the steel chair, and the Sensation spills out of the ring. Press slam for the Hitman as well. The foot soldier is looking incredible right now. Powerful, dominant, just tossing the challengers around like they're nothing. Now we get all four men again. Oof. Hard to follow action, but Bret Hart gets cast out of the ring. But he's quite content to get back in there and make the save. Punch to the back of the head, yeah. Bret Hart's not necessarily a bad guy, although he has been a heel. He's presumably a good guy here in the Canada Wrestling promotion, but He does have beef, Satan's General, and he's probably got more beef now. Another ball attack. A down low strategy was what held these titles for Team Satan last event. Can Bret Hart change the narrative again? Double vertical suplex out of the ring. We keep seeing this. Now we're going to see some backstreet brawling now. Back alley. Figure 4 leg lock of Bret Hart says, I'm not going to just stand by and let you do that to my buddy. All 4 men participating in out of the ring action. Dragon screw leg whip. Better late than ever to attack the big man's foundation. Maybe Canadian Sensation got tired of eating those press slams and he thought, what can I do to maybe hinder that? Take away the man's foundation if I can. And now, deep in the challenger corner, not a good place to be. If you're Will Stewart, backslide, takes his man somewhat by surprise, probably. Still a touch early. There's that low blow again. I almost wonder if we need Stanley Adams, Satan's General, and Bret the Hitman Hart to go solo. One-on-one. It seems like it's one of those cases where there's an individual rivalry occurring within the team there. Another backslide. Wow, 2.9. As Satan's General is not able to get there in time. We could have had 3. So 2.9, the Hitman that close to being a 2-time holder of these titles. Shin breaker. Will Stewart again putting his strength on display, bullying both members. Sharpshooter Syndicate. Bret Hart goes flying off the top rope with an elbow. Might he have gotten that move from his rivalry with Shawn Michaels? Shawn Michaels did that. Anyway, sensational Superfly, the headbutt. Goes for the cover deep in the challenger corner. 2.9. Wow. What is that? Both? Oof, pile driver. We're seeing the nut grab over there. That's how Satan's General held on to the title last event with that nut crush. This time he was doing it on the Canadian Sensation. But the Sensation held out. 2.9 again. Chaos in the ring as all 4 men run around. Wouldn't that have been a fitting follow-up finish if Satan's General could have said that he put out each member of this team with the nut clutch. But not to be. Stepping palm strike. Satan's General still got some starch left in him as he reverses. Vertical suplex. Chaos there as we have a 3-way affair. 2 against 1. A little bit of maybe some miscommunication between championship partners. Tombstone pile driver.
20 minutes gone.
Bad part of town to be in to begin with for the Canadian Sensation. Oof. Brain buster in reply. Heavy power moves back and forth. Probably anyone's match, by the way. 2-on-1 now as the challengers take advantage, but too strong, too powerful. Will Stewart just works his way out of trouble there. Applies the figure 4 leg lock. Cross the Lit Cola main sponsor logo. Bret Hart is able to escape, however. Oh, was that heart attack clothesline from his old tag team days? He didn't have a partner there to hold the guy, but that was that flying leave your feet clothesline. Absolutely going to call it the heart attack. It's still Bret Hart. "22 minutes clothesline." Oh, sharpshooter. Signature move. Oh, wow. What a way to get revenge. Right there in front of Will Stewart. Stewart can barely get climbed in there to try to make the save. But the submission is had. Satan's General can't withstand the pain. He was ready to go. I guess Bret Hart knew it. The sharpshooter submission was applied deep in the champion corner, but, late in the match, over 22 minutes, everyone getting worn down. He saw his opportunity, he cinched it in, and it didn't take long for revenge. Bret Hart gets the submission get back against the man who made himself concede last event. Wow, okay. So there we go. They've done it. The Hitman and the Canadian Sensation have teamed up to win a tag team championship. And the new DFW Tag Team Champions, Canada's own So, we've already had one dramatic fight. So let's move on to the second half of the dramatic fight wrestling portion of the event. As we move to the Heavyweight Championship. Match 2. The challenger. You know him. You love him. There are millions and millions of you. Baronial faithful cheering on the Baron Charles as he takes to the ring and poses down for the benefit of those who have their cameras ready. And he'll be challenging a man who has just recently solidified this championship as his own. Ted Axel, the $50,000 champion, is the DFW Heavyweight Champion. Pearl Harbor, teammates / rivals, will clash for the third time in the history of this promotion. Ted Axel looking strong, includes an early takedown, but there's a significantly more impactful takedown. Forward pile driver, European uppercut in reply, vertical suplex. And the Baron Charles pulling out the tactics early probably didn't truly want a disqualification there. As he tried to fake Ted Axel's chair usage. Maybe more of a mind game this early on. And a bit of a power game early on there by the Wise Man hitting the body slam, and then the Teddy Twister as he flops down across the Lit Cola main sponsor logo. Some agility by the big man, escaping that vertical suplex, flipping over top, and now he's going to get his eyes raked across the top rope as the Baron. Ted Axel looking pretty sharp so far as he applies the backbreaker submission. Arm twist into the shoulder breaking. Again over the top is the Baron, and then he follows up with a dropkick. So Ted Axel might want to change his tactics then. Don't keep doing the same thing. I guess the second time was a point of pride. He wanted to show that the first time was a fluke. The Baron, the agility on display again, escaping trouble. Anyway, the Regal stretcher right there in the center of the ring, but too early for the submission. And the nut attack. Reverse kick by the Baron, doesn't mind getting a little duty. Little down and dirty. Down low and dirty. Dragon screw leg whip. Attacking the rather thick legs. Baron Charles. Falling fist to the groin area. Attacking the legs while the man is down as well. Ah, a little bit of turnabout there. It's Ted Axel that flips out of trouble from that vertical suplex predicament. Now we get into that old school airplane spin. Get into an exchange of strikes now. Oh, now you're going to see the steamroller. Quite possibly the most electrifying move in pro wrestling today. And going back the other way. Oh, just completely crushes his man. He's going to go for a second. And the $50,000 champion is in dire trouble now. He's just completely flattened. Ugh, oh my God. Just quit now. The airplane spin. Baron Charles putting some moves in combination here. Reversal on the Irish whip, however, the big Baron though holds on to the rope, says no. Now you're gonna see a Phoenix Plex right across the cola, part of the main sponsor logo. Just 2, however. Huh. The champ's calling for it to be over. Still early at 8 minutes though as he tries the armbar submission. So the body slam. He's going to follow up his day's challenger, Superman punch. Crossface. Chicken wing. Recently used that move to submit Ace Matt Gibson. Sit down powerbomb. You'll see the Phoenix Plex into the corner there. Won't be getting a count though as we are tied up in the rope area. Double arm suplex attempt, but the Baron powers his way out of it. And we're going back to that steamroller. 3rd time in one match. Back the other way. Smoosh. Flatten.
10
Ugh.
minutes gone.
How did Ted Axel get up from that? Now it's the champ's turn to be a bit stunned. Eats a running strike. 1 count only, however. Double arm into the sit-down powerbomb. 2.9. Reverse avalanche. Fireman's carry slam. And the wise man posing down. Maybe that's not so wise. There's still a match to be won here. Approaching 12 minutes. Wouldn't have been insanely early for a submission, but no surprise. The Baron toughs his way through that. And he applies the nut crush. In fact, he defeated Ted Axel with that move to defend Canada's heavyweight championship a while back. Fending off the challenge of his Pearl Harbor partner. Oh, that's brutalization. Oh, and then he's going to go for some awkward tactics. Ted Axel's trying to repel him, but no, he's going to eat the crotch in the face. Oh my goodness. Just undignified. We're going to see another steamroller. How much flattening, tenderizing treatment can Ted Axel's body endure? It's the 4th time he's been just absolutely just rolled over with that move. The Lou Thez press. to a 2 count. The champ has secured a couple 2.9 so far, so advantage champion still. Oof, knee to the skull. Victory roll applied. Ted Axel escapes, however. Irish whip. Superman punch is sidestepped by the challenger. Ted Axel looking a little tired there. Ooh, pop-up diamond cutter. Pretty spectacular. The challenger's back up and he's still fighting. Running forearm, running boot to the ribs. Rolling, backsplash. Goes for that nut clutch again. We're too close to the ropes for the referee's preference. So, the challenger wisely brings the action toward the middle of the ring, to the dead center. Maybe trying to catch a second wind here. 60 minutes. Apply the ball crush. Right in the middle. There's no questioning whether it's close enough to the middle this time. But Ted Axel resiliently resists the urge to quit there. With a running kick to the ribs. There's it again, jeez. Just going back to that submission over and over. And there we go, we have it. This was the result last time these two faced. We had the nut crush submission hold, and it was just too many times that the wise man just couldn't keep withstanding that pressure to where it counts. And history repeats itself. The Baron Charles has gone back to what worked for him last time these two faced. And I guess if it ain't broke, don't fix it. He tested to see whether the champion can resist this time around, and ultimately, after many attempts, I guess the accumulated damage, how many times can you have that happen to you before you just say enough is enough? So there you have it. The baronial faithful can celebrate once more. It wasn't looking great in the early going. I was starting to wonder, had the Baron just lost his touch after he lost the Canada's heavyweight championship? He wasn't looking good in his first attempt at another title. But he hung in there, and he stuck to his own game plan, and he wore the crotch of the champion down over time. And we have a new dramatic fight wrestling heavyweight champion. And now, yeah, he's a two-time, he's a two different belt heavyweight champion now. Is the Baron Charles. Well, nothing but dramatics thus far. 2 matches, 2 title changes. Can the Wolf stop the trend and retain the 6-tag title? If he does not, we'll have an all-new combination of belt holders for this championship. The freshly formed 3-man Team Owens. Owen Miller, Mr. Stoic, KO. A battle of Canadian-led teams. We saw Canadian captain Kevin Owens and his American allies versus the all-Canadian champions, Team Canada Blue. Big Mike, Kenny Omega, Wolf, Hockfield, the captain. Canada's 6-tag championship. As we see the two agile big men start us off. KO brazenly just wanders into the champion corner. I don't know what he thought he was doing there. Foolish. Two large men slam into each other with no great result. I guess in a way this is Team Black versus Team Blue. Schemes. Big man. Big man complex. Owen Miller there gets his first taste of action as he gets knocked off the apron on that Irish whip. Reversal on the vertical suplex. Body slam from one big man to another. Eye rake. So, things not going Wolf Hockfield's way. He tags into Big Mike. Change the complexion a little. And we'll get our first look at Mr. Stoic. KO's cousin. Big Mike bullying his way through both Owenses. Two men circling around, sizing each other up. Arm drag, takedown. Pretty good strategy. Try to take the big man off his feet. His superior strength can be less utilized. Big Mike went for that spinning back fist. Snapmare into the challenger corner. And then gets arm drag takedown into said corner. And we'll see the third member of Team Canada Blue, Omega. And then we'll get our first look at Big Man Complex, Owen Miller. His first action is a failed, first in-ring action, a failed team up. But they'll get it done now. Big power by the small man. Small man who thinks big with the power bomb, assisted by Mr. Stoic. Half crab.
5 minutes gone.
Big man getting turnbuckled at this time. Turnbuckle wear down by Omega. Haha. But Big Man Complex he got the upper hand at least for a moment there. Now it's his turn to use some bullying tactics in the turnbuckle, perhaps. Just throwing people around out there. And then he body slams Wolf Hockfield. Don't let his height fool you. Wow. Frog splash brazenly from the top rope of the challenger corner.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And we're getting a fight outside the ring.
7,
As two members of Team Owens
9,
try to gang up on Wolf Hockfield, doing so pretty well so far.
11, 12,
It's out and
13,
oh, Death Valley Driver.
15,
Owen Miller.
16, 17, 18.
18. He barely gets back in the ring in time. Doing that. And then the Owens cousins team up. Assisted powerbomb. Kick to the buttocks there, perhaps. Snapmare. Mr. Stoic flies from the top rope. Falling fist. We got 4 men in the ring now. Assisted power bomb. Big Mike is powerful to begin with. And to have it assisted. Omega's going after Mr. Stoic, even though Eddie had retreated to the apron. Kind of backfired on Omega. Now he's been flung out of the ring in the vertical suplex. Big Man Complex is out there to battle him. But Omega executes vertical suplex. And we're seeing more fighting outside the ring
9,
near the challenger corner.
11,
Oof.
12,
Short clothesline by Big Man.
14, 15,
Big Man Complex.
16,
More violence outside the ring as Mr. Stoic went out there to get a piece of Omega. Big Mike making the save there. Rescuing Omega from that vertical suplex. Oh, Big Mike perfectly times that spinning back fist. Just cranks Mr. Stoic there with it. And more 2-on-1 tactics, and once again, we're out of the ring.
1,
Big Man Complex is going out there to pursue Big Mike. It's our third brawl
5,
out near the challenger corner.
7, 8,
2-on-2 fighting inside the ring. This could have been a tactic by the challengers to take the fight to the alley.
12,
On the floor again, and the big power on display by Big Man Complex
15,
with the backdrop.
17,
17, and a couple of near countouts too. Running power slam. A KO. Big Mike tries to shoulder block, but Kevin Owens is a big guy. Shrugs it off. Assisted power bomb. Shooting star. Five of the 6 men in the ring right now.
You can't escape.
No, it looked like Owen Miller could not escape that. Didn't matter how much of a Big Man Complex he had. Rolling fireman scary. Omega now the super kick. Owen Miller working the clothesline. Short clothesline. And they look a little confused there, but he gets it done eventually. Football charge. He's not too small to have played football. He makes it clear there. Junior or not. Vertical suplex out of the ring. So now we're outside the corner of the champion
3,
turnbuckle this time.
4, 5,
Falcon Arrow.
7,
We got two 2-on-1 brawls going on at the same time. One outside, one inside.
10,
Wolf Hockfield body slams his man onto the floor.
12,
Wolf Hockfield working the giant swing outside on Mr. Stoic.
15,
Dizzying tactics.
16,
Back in the ring, that's like 3 times we've had a high team for possible ring out. Assisted power bomb. top rope moonsault. Mr. Stoic. Leg hook. What was it? Was it a brain buster or just a standard suplex? I didn't catch it. Oh. So Kevin Owens just now appealing to the Canadian crowd, and why not? He is Canadian. The champs are a little more densely Canadian in that they're universally Canadian. So Test is striking there. Resulting in something a bit inconclusive, perhaps. 20 minutes we've had now for this Canadian Six-Tag Championship. Assisted powerbomb by the Owens cousins. Moonsault, but we're deep in the champion corner. That's not going to fly. Big Mike appeals to the Canadian crowd. Kenny Owens says it's over. Fireman's carry slam. Some manner of victory roll helps on the way. Big man complex was not big enough to stave off two guys that were trying to break up that pin. Wow. Over the head, back flipping, German suplex, out of the ring. Pretty spectacular. Looks like it is a brain buster. We're seeing 2-on-1 fighting outside. Once again, we have an outside the ring near one of the corners. Big Mike with the press power slam. Mr. Stoic barely gets back in the ring. And it's some pressure to keep him out there. And all the way back to the challenger corner. Cousin tags in cousin as KO just hammers Big Mike in the back of the head. Pretty impolite.
Come on.
Once again, Big Mike appealing to the Canadian crowd. Running clothesline. Wow, switch kick, I think that's called. Bit of a running crane kick technique. Wow, again, with that release German suplex, just flipping his man through the air. He stays in the ring this time. So that's what's brazen. I brazenly called KO's Frog Splash earlier incorrectly because it was his own corner. And he did that earlier in the match. That was brazen to jump off the champion turnbuckle right in front of your rivals and execute the top rope. He's going to do it again. Missile drop kick from the top rope. Impressive agility for a large man. Assisted powerbomb. Two big men executing a powerbomb on a third man. Press slam into the power. Press power slam. Wolf Hockfield with that modified suplex pile driver. Definitely could kill somebody with that move. It's a big height to be dropping someone on their head from. Meanwhile, Big Man Complex is engaging Wolf Hockfield with a big Van Vader running splash off the Irish Whip. Owen Miller really does think a lot of his his physicality. what way he has, he doesn't mind throwing it around. Huh. Owen Miller, though, wisely gets the heck out of there to avoid the double team from Team Canada Blue. Running into the red basket. So we had a rotating, sit down, power bomb, 2.9. Champions very close to retaining. All the striking going on right now. Different combinations of wrestlers doing it. Oh. One winged angel, I believe that's called. Long, heavy fall for Kevin Owens, but his partners came in to save him. Match continues. We're getting close to half an hour. There's that leg, hook, brainbuster. Elbow death drop executed by Wolf Hockfield.
Come on.
Oh, he cinched in that armbar. And before Mr. Stoic could get in there to save Big Man Complex, the junior taps out. Not quite half an hour, 29:56. We almost got to half an hour. .97% match evaluation, which I think we got just about everything we could have gotten from this 6-tag championship. Nearly half an hour, which had plenty of wild exchanges outside on the floor. Something like a half dozen out of the ring brawls. A lot of time outnumbered situations. A lot of crazy action inside the ring, outside the ring. And the captain of Team Canada Blue, Wolf Hockfield, welcomes Big Man Complex Owen Miller to the Canada Wrestling promotion by trying to snap his arm off, inducing the submission. Welcome to the heavyweight ranks, Owen Miller. I don't know if you want to stay here. We'll see. For now, we have still Canada's 6-tag champions, Team Canada Blue. Match 4 for Canada's Junior Championship. And the challenger, Mexico Miguel, has been out of the win column for quite a while. As I refer back to my handy record book here. Not only has Mexico Miguel not hoisted this title in a while, but it looks to me as though he's winless since September. Is that accurate? According to my book, it is. As we see the irredeemable Shota, the champion. Yeah, so Miguel hasn't won a match of any kind in what seems like forever. An upsettingly long drought for Mexico Miguel. But he slaps the taste out of Shota's mouth there when Shota was about to uncork the fire breath. That's definitely one of the strategies he better employ. If he's ever going to find his way back into the win column, he can't be eating fire. Sidesteps it smartly there, despite Shota being smart enough to soften up the challenger a bit. Try to set up that fire breath. Miguel having none of it. He says, I've been too long without a win. Stand there. Eat a fan of flames, thank you. I ate before the match. Shota bullying tactics, but counter takedown by Mexico Miguel. Snap, Mayor. Into the Texas Cloverleaf. Some early wear down. Shota says I can try that too. Irredeemable ankle lock. Secures the knockdown and then battering to the back of the head. Combination striking, ending with the Muay Thai clinch and the knees to the face. Torture grind. The varied attack is on display by the champion. Striking. Miguel tries to break up that momentum with a body slam, but then he eats a haymaker. The back of the head looked like he was trying some sort of spin move. Back to the ankle lock. Battering in the back of the head again. One of Shota's trademarks, I think. That wear down. Windmill striking, just bombs away. Raining shots down. And goes down with another ankle lock. This time from the laying position instead. Just an outright haymaker. No nonsense. Sometimes just straight up punch to the face is effective enough. Eye rake, followed by the surprise roll up. Mexico Miguel trying to steal it there. Not a bad combination though. Confuse the guy with the eye rake and then try to roll him up and see if he's too confused to escape. Anyway, biting, and he was able to bite through the mask sufficiently. We have blood. So the bow and arrow applied by Miguel, but he leaves a patch of his own blood behind on the mat after he does so. Reversal on the vertical suplex out of the ring. Wow! Showed a cartwheeling in and out of the corner there. Wow, if you were watching Miguel on the outside to see if he got back in, you saw some unusual theatrics on display by who was otherwise normally a pretty no-nonsense ass kicker in Shota. But he's had a lot of success lately. I guess he's decided why not enjoy life a little bit. It's a good time. I'm champ. I've got a good reign going. Seem to be unbeatable. Why not? Celebrate just a little. Maybe not the best time to do it in match when your title is currently on the line, but just goes to show how high the confidence is as the champ just grinds the champ into the mat. Blood, Muay Thai clinch to the knee strikes. Both men attempting strikes there. Irish whip as we get a fleeting glance at the Lit Cola main sponsor logo. One of the big haymakers attempted from a distance, that time from close range. Battering back of the head, blood just collecting at their feet right now. Combination striking into the torture grind. Getting close to 10 minutes now. Twin blood patches there. Very kind of upsetting to look at. Surprise roll up by the challenger, but we're in the ropes. Don't know if Shota's going to be taken too by surprise right now. He seems to be at the top of his game, at the peak of his powers as the champion. Miguel desperately trying to mount offense there, though. Eats a right. Back to the mat again in the blood. Knee strike to get the takedown, followed by the ankle lock. And it can only go on for so long. It's another dismantling. Courtesy. The champion. Blood collecting in the ring. Shoulder's a little tired, but, you know, okay. The champ a little tired, but it can be fatiguing to beat the crap out of someone, I'm sure. 72% match evaluation, so a dip from what we're used to on this event, but I guess it was a bit of a one-sided affair, was it not? Mexico Miguel put up the good fight, as it were, but someone's going to have to find something special here, I think. Something unusual to dethrone this champion, because he seems to be unbeatable at this time. He's not just irredeemable, he seems unbeatable. Someone's going to have to prove it wrong. And if not, we will continue to have an irredeemable junior Canadian champion. Showtime. Well, speaking of seemingly unbeatable, match 5. Canada's tag team champions, Team Terrible. They will face the duo of the Trick Prince and Strongheart, who have tagged before around the middle of year 2. These two men feuded with the Canadian sensation and recently rebelled Blue Hair, who had left Jin Dynasty. So they had a 3-match series. They even face each other in the tag team tournament. So, Trick Prince and Strongheart are not without experience as a team, but they're without experience against this team. Jason the Terrible, the Wrestling Bear, Terrible Ted. They are Team Terrible, Canada's tag team champions. So, Trick Prince, without a 3-man team, not currently in the mix for the 6 Tag Championship, which is his preferred title, but Team Terrible's always looking for new opponents. The Wrestling Bear, I'm sure, is always eager for fresh meat to gnaw upon as we hit the bear mare just now. Pretty good test for the Trick Prince. He has looked very good at times in recent times. Fighting a bear, however, of course, is a whole other. Fighting the bear is a whole other, maybe not kettle of fish, but stream of fish. You know, bears seek out salmon in streams. Understanding? Strongheart. Just how strong is he in heart and, more importantly, in body? Can he withstand the size of the bear? He won't have to do so for long. Let's tag in Jason. Reversal on the vertical suplex probably should never have been attempted by Strongheart.
2,
Overly ambitious to think that you'll be able to overpower an actual bear. More sound strategy catering toward his own agility and technique is probably a better plan. Although Strongheart is used to dealing with a physically strong opponent of late in his 2-match challenge series against Big Titan. Falling, face mask, hockey mask, headbutt. Big Titan, of course, awaits in the main event.
5 minutes gone.
To attempt to make history. Jin Kiritani there, saving his partner with the spinning sidekick. Now he's trying to work that kick from distance with the bear, and the bear is wisely backing off. Counter wrestling from the underside as the Trick Prince goes for the armbar. Muay Thai clinch. Don't know if the Bears ever had to deal with that kind of kickboxing technique. The test of strength, not surprising to anyone perhaps, won by the actual bear. Throwing those spinning kicks again. The bear is very wily. Sees the value of not just standing in there and getting hooped around. Cinches in the neck crank. Deep in the challenger side of the ring. Trick Prince still got some left, obviously. 8 minutes is early for a submission, although when it comes to the bear, you never quite know. Don't rule it out. Well, the bear found his partner rather handy there. Tag chokehold.
2, 3.
Jason applying a terrible choke. Jumping headbutt. We're probably going to see some headbutts in the main event as well because the missing link is there.
1.
He throws his share of headbutts. And a fork. Fork to the back of the neck. Looks like the Trick Prince saved his partner before any blood could be drawn. Fortunate. Jumping headbutt with the hockey mask.
Give up.
Save made.
10 minutes
Trick
gone.
Prince. Oof. Just using that hockey mask as a battering ram, just bashing the crap out of people. Oh, there's a bit of turnabout. It's not often you see a submission attempt to a chokehold applied to the bear. Normally he's the one applying chokeholds.
1, 2.
2 count. The bear normally doesn't prefer to go for pins. The bear does like his submission attempts. Bear hug. Bear hug slam. Bear mare. Secures the takedown and then the neck crank. Save made, however. And all 4 men, all 4 competitors, sorry, 3 men and a bear. All 4 competitors. Huh. Counter there. Strongheart catches the arm. Applies the arm bar from the underside. Still, though, it's a lot to ask for the bear to quit.
don't know if the bear knows the meaning of the word quit. I mean that both figuratively and literally. I don't know what words the bear understands. He understands tagging out, however. Oof. Double. Clothesline. Eye rake. From Jason. Takedown across the Lit-Cola main sponsor logo by the Trick Prince, and we get an exchange of strikes. Punch up high. Kick in the middle. Jason the Terrible. Terribly tough there. And just, I guess that was a headbutt. That was like a flying swan dive style hockey mask headbutt. Suplex. Oh. Using the turnbuckle here. DDT. Did the hockey mask protect Jason? Maybe it did. That was a 2 count. Well, perhaps a little discombobulated from the impact, however. Jason wisely gets out of there. Bear went for that takedown, which a lot of times is curtains once he gets on top. But the Trick Prince escapes. Nearly avoids that takedown predicament. Back that Muay Thai clinch. Knees to the face. He's going for the pin on the bear. 2 count, huh? The challengers are very much in this. Trick Prince on the reversal. Applies a chicken wing from the back. Oh, arm trap choke. And that's enough. Well, we went over 17 and a half minutes. A very game challenge by the Trick Prince and Strongheart. And they seem to be in it. We just saw a 2 count near the end there. %, match evaluation, the duration and evaluation higher than what we normally get from Team Terrible matches. They tend to be a little more one-sided than this. So it would seem as though we might have real challengers for the first time in a while for Team Terrible. I should think we definitely have to do this again. So if the Trick Prince was frustrated, not sure where he went after the dismantling of the second iteration of Jin Dynasty, there is some potential here. We'll probably have to go again. Still, however, tag team, Champions of Canada, Team Terrible. %, average card rating as we head into the main event. Do we dare hope for 90? It's kind of small potatoes, though, our exact final rating, compared to the gravity of this match for Canada's heavyweight championship. To be king. Big Titan seeks to establish a new record for title defenses in a single championship reign for Canada's heavyweight championship. He has to withstand the challenge of this man, the crazy man. He's an old veteran from a previous era, but he's extremely crafty. He uses that head as a weapon in a variety of ways. Big Titan. He may require all his own tools, all his own strengths and attributes. He's going to stave off this challenge. For a third,
Fight.
record-setting third title defense on a single reign, Big Titan executes the body slam to start off. And then shot down low. Or in the middle, not low. Ah, good timing on the drop kick there. Found the range just perfectly. Knocks the challenger back. Jawbreaker. Run around like a bit of a crazy person. Big Titan easily sidesteps that. Goes for the big looping clothesline. So eye rake, missing link, not at all shy. About dirty tactics. Headbutt. There's probably the first of many headbutts. Reversal on the vertical suplex. The missing link is looking very good so far in terms of strength. Big Titan responds with a body slam, drop kick back of the head. Big Titan finally wins a test of strength. Missing link had won the first couple. Leg drop to the back of the head. You know, further verifying the missing link is a very stiff challenge. Falling headbutt. Now, will it be stiff enough to cause the unthinkable? Or if you remember, going back to the New Year's resolution of Big Titan, he doesn't just, as he lands the big body slam, doesn't just want to set a new record for title defenses for Canada's heavyweight championship. But he's incentivized himself by saying that should he fail, he will depart the Canada Wrestling promotion and enter free agency. So it all comes down to this. We'll either see history or we'll see the unthinkable. Tough to imagine that after Big Titan's been with us from the very beginning, one of the original 6 Canadians who launched this promotion, that he could be departing. That is how badly he wants to establish this great feat as he hits the double arm suplex. He's willing to risk his standing here altogether
5 minutes gone.
in order to do something special, not before seen. Lands a stiff punch. Now they will exchange strikes. Big Titan wins the striking, although he probably doesn't feel like too much of a winner as he falls. Drop kick to the back of the head. The missing link flies from the top rope. That Superfly style headbutt. It was more of a drop. He didn't really jump hit. He was more of a falling headbutt. Back body drop, old school, going back to those classic wrestling days. Body slam, headbutt. Falling headbutt again. Oh boy. Oof. Hit the face. It's starting to look like the missing link is starting to execute his game plan with the headbutts. Rotating back suplex, however. In response from the champion. Arm breaker as we fight over the Lit Cola. Main sponsor logo. Big Titan needing to catch his breath there before he's clubbed down. Shoulder. Super bomb across the cola. Part of the logo. 2 count. Got our first 2 count as we reach the 8-minute mark. Headbutt down low. Oh, again. Oh, boy. Yeah, did I say he liked to use that headbutt in a variety of ways? Body slam Big Titan, perhaps pissed off about it, those ball shots. He's taken the fight out onto the floor.
5, 6,
Power bomb. Crushes the guy
8,
outside the ring.
10,
Jumping headbutt, however, again with headbutts.
12.
Can the missing link headbutt him all the way to Canada's heavyweight championship? It would be his first championship. What a way to win his first. Running. High boot to the back of the head. Series of headbutts. Missing link is getting charged up, psyched up. Tosses
2 minutes gone.
the champion into the corner, but the champion emerges out of there with a power bomb. 2.9 now. Champion is that close to accomplishing his goal. He eats a series of headbutts. How many of those can he eat?
1, 2,
Choke hold.
3, 4.
Missing link's not about to step away from the underhanded tactics either. I mean, this is for the title. The title. Another running boot to the back of the head.
1, 2.
2.9 again. Vertical suplex out of the ring.
1, 2,
Big Titan content to catch his breath, though, perhaps
4,
getting one last gust of wind for one final push to possibly finish off this title defense. The missing link goes to the top rope. He's not just going to lay down, that's for sure. Look at those headbutts. Body slam out of the ring again.
1, 2,
More to the floor brawling.
4,
Oof, back suplex, folds him in half onto the floor there.
6, 7, 8,
Irish whip travels a long way to crash into the guard wall. Missing link
11,
awaits the champion in the ring with a steel chair.
13,
1, 2.
He's getting counted by the ref. Big Titan's able to disarm the challenger of the chair, but they collide. So getting down a gut check. Exploder suplex.
1,
Trademark move from Big Titan, and he's done it. 3 for 3. The 3 count sets the record. The greatest individual reign of heavyweight champion here in the Canada Wrestling promotion. 3 title defenses, he's done it. Big Titan has done it. To make his case to be the greatest individual star we have here in Canada. Extremely competitive challenge from the missing link. We might have to see this match again. 89%. Missing link look very formidable, very dangerous in a variety of ways. And however, it's not enough. I think perhaps destiny was in play here. Big Titan, he aimed big as he could, to achieve something massive. There you have it. He is the King of Canada. Still, Canada's heavyweight champion. The greatest to ever do it. Big Titan. Well, we didn't get a 90%, but I don't know if it was that important. We got treated to an exceptionally good main event. And whew, can I just say, I can now breathe a sigh of relief that Big Titan will not be departing the organization. I've had to worry about that since January when it was first declared. Guess we'll settle back into a sense of normalcy after this. We'll see where we go. Interesting sort of fun fact before we navigate off of this screen. So the 2 Dramatic Fight Wrestling championships, they both changed hands. The 4 Canadian championships were all retained. Interesting.
Okay. This concludes Night of Champions. 6 matches, 6 title matches. Very good average evaluation. A lot of fun, a lot of great matches. Good event. Great success. Check on the money. So the revenue, roughly 2 1/3 million. Profit on the month, over 2 million. Which, if you see right there, the big number assets, with that 2 million plus improvement to our worth as a promotion, we have breached the $20 million mark. Nice little milestone.